Ladies and gentlemen, Fall Cup rankings for Europe. We're through 2 events of the season. Let's see how I have these teams ranked after the Fall Cup. At number 10, probably a controversial-ish pick. I have G1 still at number 10. I have them over Aogiri, who didn't end up making this top 10. And that's probably a little weird because Aogiri made the playoffs, G1 didn't, and it was a direct matchup between the two of them to decide who made playoffs. That being said, I think there was more of a mental boom for G1 that day as they got reverse swept by the Swiss. And so a tough break for them. I still think they're a fantastic star-studded roster, and they still get the number 10 spot on my list, but they are on very thin ice. Number 9, I have Team Liquid. This is Aquana, Katao, and Oski. This team actually did not make the playoffs this week. They ended up falling in round 5 of the Swiss, I believe. Still a fantastic roster. Unfortunately, I had them pegged a little too highly at the beginning of the season. But they do still have an outside shot to make the major, and I still think they're a fantastic team and have a lot of potential. They just need to put the pieces back together. Number 8, Evil Geniuses. This is Catalysm, Ivan, and Tox. I was impressed with their improvement. This week, I believe they beat Team Liquid, which is the team that eliminated them last regional in the 1-2 matchup. This time they played in the 1-1, and Evil Geniuses was able to take it. It helped propel them into the Swiss stage, I believe, with a 3-1 record. But they did end up falling to Vitality in that quarterfinal. Still a good step up for Evil Geniuses. It's an outside shot of making this land, but things seem to be going in the right direction. At number 7, unranked, I have Vitality. This is Alpha 54, Radosin, and Sizen. I had them ranked number 9 in the preseason and had to drop them because they did not make the event, which was embarrassing. But similar to last season, it was last season, where Vitality went 0-3 in the opening Swiss and then got second in the next regional. This team, doesn't qualify for the first one and then gets 4th. So, solid comeback from Vitality. They have an outside shot at the major somehow still. I don't think they'll make it personally, as there's still always the rumors about, Zen coming in at some point, who's getting replaced. They looked in high spirits, in fairness, and so we'll see if they can keep putting it together. But for now, I have Vitality at number 7. At number 6, I have Tundra Esports. This is Raziers, Rizex, and Casio. This team's consistently top 8, and I've been impressed with them. They reverse swept Oxygen in order to get into the playoffs. So fantastic quality win there as they knock Oxygen out before the playoffs after winning an event. So obviously an impressive win. Consistently top 8 puts you in the same place as the world champions, and I believe tied for that final land spot. So still a great position to be in if you're Tundra Esports, and if they have a good week next week, they could sneak into that land when not many people expected them to. At number 5, I have Team BDS. That's Monkey Moon, Extra, and Seku. They dropped 3. This team is very confusing to me. And I know they have the pieces. I know they can make it work. I've seen it on land. I've seen it online. I've seen it in the 3-0s that they've gotten in the past 2 Swiss stages. The only time they dropped a game in Swiss was the Evil Geniuses in the top 16 qualifier. They went 3-0 in the Fall Open, albeit all those were game 5s. This time they took care of business a little quicker, went 3-0, but they still fell first round in the playoffs. So this team still plenty of potential. I think they'll still make land. I think they'll put it together next week, but it's looking dicey for Team BDS. And number 4, I have Quadrant. This is Ixo, Cash, and Relating Wave. This team is still ranked low, I think. It hurts me to put them at 4 because I know they are actually just probably better than that. They're second in the rankings somehow. They sneaked above Oxygen. They got second in the last regional. They beat Vitality to get there in the semis. So fantastic team, great spot for the major. I want to see what these guys do on land because obviously Relating Wave has been to the past 4 lands. They were his first 4, but Cash and Ixo, we have not seen it in RLCS land yet, and obviously I'm excited to see Cash as he's a fantastic player, but Ixo has been looking fantastic as well. This team looks very well put together, and I hope they're able to make waves. I hope they continue this trend, and I can put them higher next week because they probably, in all honesty, deserve it. At number 3, I have Oxygen. I had to drop them 2 places. I probably could have dropped them more. They did not make playoffs. They won the last event, and they did not make playoffs. Only a few teams have done that before. Most notably, this happened in between the first and second regionals of fall last year with both FaZe Clan and Endpoint. They both won the first regional, and they both fell 2-3 in the next Swiss. That being said, Endpoint bounced back to win Regional 3, and FaZe bounced back to get 4th, I believe, and they both made the major and were just fine. So, Oxygen at number 3. I didn't want to be too reactionary over their missing Swiss because I know this is a fantastic team. They can put it right back together, and I expect to see them in Rotterdam. At number 2, I have Moist Esports. This is Rise, Joyo, and Astral. Despite the fact that they have gone out 4th in both of these events, it's interesting because they haven't made a final yet, and I have them 2nd in the region. How does that work? Well, they've gotten knocked out by K-Core twice, which is a very tough draw because K-Core looks absolutely fantastic right now. And so I know Moist have the consistency to stay above some of these teams, and I know if they get a good side of the bracket, they can easily make the finals. So Moist I do have at number 2, but I obviously spoiled my number 1 pick in Karmine Corps. Thankfully, they won the event. If Quadrant had won that event, I don't know what these rankings would have looked like. I still think it would have been Karmine Corps at number 1, just because this roster is fantastic. They made back-to-back finals, qualified for Rotterdam already, won this regional, obviously. So, fantastic showing from them, and I'm excited to see them in Rotterdam officially. Some of the teams we have next up, we have Sonics, who were able to qualify based on their performance in Regional 1. I believe they went 2-3 through that Swiss stage to qualify automatically. Otherwise, they'd be playing in a tiebreaker, so they would have had to have gone 2-3. We have Monkeys, who have made both events. I believe they went out 2-3 on both of those as well. So, still fantastic shot from them. Solari did really well in the first regional. I believe they qualified for the second one, but didn't make too many waves. They are still locked in for this Regional 3, though. Aogiri is really the 11th best team in the region and quite possibly the 10th. I probably should have put them tied with G1 because I know this roster has plenty of potential. Orgs, please pick this team up. Why are they still unsigned? This is an up-and-coming European talent. You got Stizzy is fantastic. VK Stellan has proven himself. He's gotten back to the top. And Ocelon is always just hanging around that edge. And so this roster is still fantastic. A great opportunity for a new org to come into the scene. I don't know why they're still unsigned. So someone go fix that, please. The other 2 teams that are playing tomorrow night in the tiebreakers, these are the 2 teams I believe will make it out. It's Team Go and Williams Resolve. I think Williams Resolve is going to make it out. I still think I had them at number 10 last week. I had to drop them out of the rankings. I think they're a fantastic team. And if they're able to ice up, they will make it. Then it comes down to who wins the first matchup, which is Heat and then Team Go. I think Team Go is going to barely take that. Heat was the roster we saw at Gamers 8, but Go is a roster with Whiskey Drink and 2 others. I'm blanking on them right now. I do believe they will take it and make this regional or the invitational, but we will have to see. As for that, that's all I have for the Fall Cup rankings. I will be back after this weekend with the North American overlook in like who made LAN. I'll still have a rankings video, I believe, but we'll know officially who made LAN at that point, and that'll be super exciting. So I will catch you all later. Thanks for watching.